He's an Oscar-winning actor. He's just been nominated for an Emmy for his role as Mickey Donovan in the award-winning Showtime series Ray Donovan. But he's got much bigger things on his mind. He's really concerned about the direction that our nation is headed. Please welcome back to the show, Jon Voight. Hello, Jon.
Hello,
Great having you back.
Wonderful to see you, Governor.
I think this is the chapter of the Jon Voight fan club that we've assembled here today. They love you here, but you know what? They love you all over America. You've been one of the most outspoken and provocative voices to speak truth to the American people. And I remember when you were here 4 years ago, Jon, you spoke eloquently, but boldly, in fact, shockingly so. And you said some things that you felt were going to happen, and I'm sad to say that everything you predicted has in fact become true. And it was some bold assertions about where we were headed as a country in this administration. And you and I have talked on many occasions since. You've also come today with a message for the American people.
Yeah, it's wonderful to be here with you. I saw you outside watching. You're very photogenic.
They already love you, Jon. You don't even have to butter them up.
Thanks, Governor, for having the confidence in me to let me address the American people at this crucial time in American history. There's so much to say, so please forgive me if I read from my notes. And you may feel as I go that you want to comment, you know, every once in a while. Just jump in as if it was your show.
Okay. That's very generous of you. I appreciate it.
I'm here because of my heavy heart that a great man, Dinesh D'Souza, a patriotic man, more patriotic than anyone I can think of at this moment, present company accepted, is being aggressively, negatively targeted in many ways. And the latest targeting is the boycotting of the great, important book, America, Imagine the World Without Her. And his film is based on this book and should be seen by every patriotic American. It is in theaters now. 5 years ago, I stated that Obama would take the country apart, piece by piece, that he would cause a civil war in this country. In hindsight, we can see how many things have come to pass. My greatest heartache is that we sacrificed thousands of our American heroes liberating Iraq, only for President Obama to pull out all troops, leaving Iraq now to be taken over by the terrorists. What does he say about that? Nothing. Governor Romney warned us about Russia's aggressions. Now we have seen his concerns come to fruition. What does Obama say about that? Nothing. He has been warned numerous times by Prime Minister Netanyahu that our most dangerous enemy now is Iran, who will most definitely have the nuclear bomb. And it will not be for peaceful purposes. It will be to destroy Israel and America, as they have stated. And we certainly can believe these threats. Let us remember, let us not forget Benghazi. Let us not say, what difference does it make? Obama found a perfect way to put this under the rug, blaming Republicans, saying that they just want to find fault with his administration. And still, to this day, we don't know the truth. Let us not forget the unspeakable way our veterans have been ignored and many left to die in many of our veteran hospitals. Let us not forget the IRS scandal. Does he think that the American people are stupid? That they would believe that Lois Lerner is completely innocent and did not target all these conservative groups? And suddenly all the records are lost. Nothing to be found to show her guilt. And his newest and latest destruction, which you've just seen on the show, encouraging and allowing millions of poor illegal children from Central America who will be a great burden monetarily for our country, and they are already spreading tuberculosis, scabies, and chickenpox and putting our own children at risk of catching these diseases. And this very serious influx has been brought about not to benefit the young immigrant children, but in order to benefit the Democrats in the 2016 election.
You know, John, when you talk about this benefiting the Democratic Party, it's a very different party than it was than when you and I were young men.
You bet.
And when we come back, I want us to pick up there. I want to talk about what has happened to the differences of not just the parties, but to the real breakdown of this country, and continue as you share this eloquent message, powerful message for America. We will be with Oscar-winning actor Jon Voight. John, I listened to your message, and I'm drawn into the fact that you are courageously sharing your heart with the American people, but also it's a word of warning. And we were talking about how the Democratic Party has really changed. It used to be that the parties weren't that different. They had a little different view of life in the world, but things have changed, haven't they?
Yeah, very, very strongly. The Democrat Party has become a very negative force. I'm going to go to this now. It's more socialistic in their thinking, and they've given young women the wrong ideas about what democracy really is. Debbie Wasserman Schultz is the gang leader for all the wrong information to our young women, convincing them that Republicans are stopping their liberties and freedoms of reproduction, when the truth is, as the Supreme Court upheld, that religious freedoms are being infringed upon. We're all aware, I'm going to go to this, the latest atrocities that have taken place in Israel. And you've brought this up on the show.
Absolutely.
3 young teens have been killed mercilessly, and hundreds of rockets are still being fired at Israel's civilian population. Obama promised Prime Minister Netanyahu, America is your ally and we will cover your back. So why does he continue to send billions to the Palestinian Authority, who have recently allied themselves with Hamas, an acknowledged terrorist organization, who are responsible for these crimes? Is that covering his back? Obama wrote a book about his father, who he seems to idealize. It's a fact that his father was a Marxist who hated America because he saw America as aggressors. Meanwhile, it was America who has helped all the other nations whenever they were in need. Obama never has acknowledged that, and in fact went across the world apologizing for us, and is piece by piece whittling down our military strength, the strength all the world has relied on. And in doing so, he has paved the way for the most violent radical elements across the world to thrive. My dear friends all over the world, please pay attention to what is taking place in our great America. Stand up for your freedoms. Don't be afraid to express wrong when you see it. And for us, let us bring our country back to what we once were and are obligated to be: a strong America, love of life, and freedom. May God bless us.
John, that is beautiful. You know, when I hear your heart, and I'm thinking, I don't know many people elected to public office who have the courage to say as boldly and as clearly a message to America as what you've said, and you do it from a position in the entertainment industry where so many people in your business are afraid to speak out because it can be so detrimental to one's career in Hollywood. Why are you so unafraid when so many are fearful?
Well, you know, lots of people are feeling what I feel. The people in this audience are feeling what I feel, and people all across our country are feeling this frustration of not being able to turn the tide. And so a person like myself who has occasionally a microphone, it's up to me to use it, of course. The producer of Dinesh D'Souza's film, very wonderful fellow, was asked why he stood up in Hollywood, and he was the producer of Schindler's List and many great movies. And that's why I reiterate, this film is something to see. It's very, very well done, and it's packed with very important information. But he was asked why he did it. He said, aren't you afraid in your community? And he said, no, look, he said, that's not important. He said, I'm thinking about my grandchildren. And that's what I'm thinking about, this new generation. Let's do everything we can to bring back America. Let's do everything we can to protect our children and our grandchildren.
Well, thank God you are doing it. And after when I hear you, I think 3 words: God help us. We'll be right back. Stay with us.